Embody. I gotta get some of Grizz's branding in here.
We want what's best for you. Remember, there is no agency. And also, remember, embody. Remember to embody.
You know, this vague accent that Grimm has. You know, maybe he's been sent from Russia to America to colonize me personally. Maybe Grim Grizz is Putin's tool to get under my skin. And now that he's become my favorite YouTube channel, it's happening. Remember, embody. Remember, embody. We want what's best for you. And your body wants what's best for
you. Remember, embody, there is no agency. We want what's best for you.
Trust the facts. Remember, embody.
Don't have gratitude unless you remember, embody it. There is no agency. We want what's best for you. Please do.
Remember, embody. We want what's best for you. The remember, embody, participation and virtually not alone. I mean, these are the themes of Grizz's channel are really central to this. Grim Grizz channel. The heart of the Grim Grizz channel is virtually not alone. Remember, embody. There is no agency. The heart of the Grim Grizz channel is about the question and anxiety of life being wasted in union with machines instead of other real human beings. That's the heart of your channel, Grizz. That's the heart of your channel. And it comes out of, very clearly, the pain that many people are growing up being parented by machines and not by their biological parents.
Welcome, therefore, then, to the Germania stream at Germania. I like mania. For July 23rd, 2024. Let's see here. I am over here. I am General Griswold Gaius Grim of the First Life Regression Protocol. Hello. I see the assassins have failed, and on behalf of the fraternal regiment embodying narcissistic sociopathy, it makes me feel good that you're here. I hope you're virtually not alone with us. Who do we have? Who do we have while we're in the bubble? Who's in the bubble here? We got Casual Carter saying PVK with the long beard, Avrio Pilots, and Cassandra Rascal, Jeremy Fart, and Matthew Parlato. Look at that. And I said Cassandra, right? Everybody do the shout outs, make them feel not alone. Germinate. Yes, this episode may, in fact, germinate. In case you were unaware, this channel offers memberships, and aside from everybody who's a member gets the superpower of making the howdy rascal and goose emojis in the hive mind chat over there, or even a Denny, maybe howdy, or a bubble. You can do a bubble. That comes with membership, but there's higher tiers of membership also with all ultra different perks. For example, the third tier of membership, I think, is the one below the top. It allows you to call for savings throws at any point in the show. I think we have one member at that level. And then there's a level beyond that where the Residents Upcycle Club and German Philosopher exist. And that's the executive producer credit. And at that level, at least once a month, I'll make a video topic for you, basically, if you're an executive producer. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what's happening today here on the Attentional Sovereignty Germania episode. I do have savings throws for you, but I need a branding before you get them. So special thanks to the Shadow Cabal and our executive producers for this episode. Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal. So say we all.
Dum, dum, dum. That all sounds well and good, but really, how do I get there? Okay, you said this whole beautiful thing, and I know many of you, especially out there on the YouTube channel, are going to say, I have problems believing this stuff. Yeah, I get it. The thing is, a lot of people who say, I have problems believing this stuff, think that the way to answer those problems is by theory. And generally speaking, no. You just don't work that way. You don't ride a bike. You don't learn to ride a bike by theory. You don't learn to swim by theory. You can watch a lot of videos about swimming, but I promise you will not learn to swim without getting in water.
Fairest of points, Afrio Pilots, and where is the grifting link? It's at the top of this page you see on your screen now. It's my Ko-fi page, where we are doing a VIP ticket unlock goal. A goal, you see, there's this event called the Pacific Estuary Northwest. And, you got to go over here so you can pin it. VIP ticket unlocking. There. And then pin real fast. People are watching. Hurry up. Pause that. They're hearing double music. Okay, there it is. The grifting link is now at the top of the hive mind. We're unlocking 2 of the remaining 12. There was 12. No, there's 12 total. 2 are left that are still locked. 3 are in the wild, loose. We don't know what's up with. But there's 12 total for a VIP birthday party after the Pacific Northwest Estuary event, where we're going to have bison brisket barbecue, rhubarb pie, D&D, and me. Is floating the same as swimming? No. Oh, savings throws. Yeah, but here. As a matter of fact, you might even have to load it up. But today's special episode video stream that this is, I give you a savings throw against this stuff called mind control, and the nature of the mind control to which you're going to be exposed today is going out. I'm about to play a clip. That's the type you're going to be exposed to. What happens is I give you a savings throw against the mind control I use against you. So A, I'm using it against you, and if it works, I get more points. And B, you get the chance to resist it. You base your resistance on your choice between your will to survive, your social networks, your accumulated wisdom, or the power of your heart. I roll the die. If it's over 10, you take half damage against the mind control. If it's under 10, you take full damage, but at least you got a savings throw. So as you decide whether you'll be choosing survival, social, wisdom, or heart, here is the type of mind control you're up against today.
What makes you assume that I'm not about to feed you all to the crocodile? What makes you assume that I'm not about to feed you all to the crocodile? What makes you assume that I'm not about to feed you all to the crocodile?
That's very exciting. Hello. I see the assassins have failed.
All right, so you know what's going on. Here we go. Survival, social, wisdom, or heart. Choose. All right, survivalist. That's an 8 for you today. You get a hive mind bonus of +2 for just chatting. Socialist. Socialist, you're the number of transformation 11. You'll be fine. Lovers of wisdom, double chakras for you, 14. 14. Heart, folks. Replay comment bonuses will get you there. That's a 6. A 6 for you. Indigo kids, Baker's Coven. Baker's Coven today. We got some witchy stuff brewing up. But first, over on Dumir's channel, in his weird astrological nonsense he suckered Sherry into, has provided a key insight, perhaps, into this fancy poem Sherry reads at this part.
That's what I was thinking of when you were showing me the cradle and Robert Powell's version of Christ's life and the 2 years from now and the signs that we're in at the moment and this widening gyre, right? Turning and turning. I was like, okay, he's talking about an astrological movement in this poem, actually. I realized it.
I mean, that would make sense, yeah. Like
Yeats had a lifelong interest in mysticism, spiritualism, occultism, and astrology. It was way in there. That's why when I was watching that thing turning, and he was talking about slouching towards Bethlehem, what's turning and turning? The astrological, the zodiac, right? The signs, the universe, the world. He says, but now I know that.
Yeats, a secret occultist, with his widening gyre poem referencing the astrological turnings.
20 centuries of stony sleep were vexed to nightmare by a rocking cradle.
that's
20 century.
okay, yeah.
20 centuries, yeah.
2000
It's 2,000 years. And the cradle that you showed on the chart.
Yeah, that's pretty wild, eh? Maybe they were looking at this.
Of course he was.
Wait. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. But now, since we're time traveling, I can upload it now. Right after.
Sitting here on my phone, the internet is where I roam. All my chat is in the zone. I bet you we're not alone. The devices that I own, reading clips with the flow. Has heard me the indigo. This corner's now my home.
Oh, that's all right. Now we're gonna get to it. This attentional sovereignty stream. This is Germania stream. We have a card. And on this card is a bunch of timestamps for me to go over, and this National Identity Now. What is national identity in a global corporal homo world of where like what tiny little nation is going to sue Marlboro for selling their citizens cigarettes if they don't want them to? Stuff like that. Casino deck card for the show. 5 of clubs today. All right, now let's see. What happened was our good friend, the German Dragon, in what I think is a terribly untimely release, given the Peterson Musk conversation, has released this beautifully thumbnailed "Go Home" video of the German outrage. Wait, show this tab instead. German outrage slams Jordan Peterson on the identity crisis. We got some portions of that today. Let's start with the best slam, I think, at 2:02.
Truth per se, it's that which provides the precondition for all judgments of truth. I can't see any holes in that argument.
This is a guy who believes to be in possession of absolute truth, essentially, which is probably partly the reason why he's dressing the way he dresses. He's described here as a clinical psychologist and author, but actually he's more of a mega church priest. So let's quickly look at Peterson.
Boom. Oh, that was a good one there. Oh.
Horrendous misdiagnosis of Germany's identity crisis prior to addressing the actual issue, which nobody in Germany is talking about. We don't have a German dream. The question is not immigration, yes or no, deportation, yes or no. The question is how to integrate people into a meta-narrative that is inclusive. People's reactions are like, I've never heard this line of reasoning before. I've never looked at it this way. Let's watch this.
You're now visiting Germany.
That was masterful work there. That's the main point. He snuck it in right at 2 minutes and 30 seconds in because he knows you're not going to make it to when he makes the main point.
Is a country in, I would say, identity crisis. What is your analysis of Germany? What is your view on Germany and Western Europe these days?
Well, Germany in particular is still, what would you say, living through the throes of historical guilt.
Living through the throes of historical guilt. Are we? Most people I talk to will say that they feel no guilt whatsoever for what happened 70, 80 years ago. None. So, not clear where this kind of assessment is coming from.
And trying to come to terms with that. You see that?
He watched one of your Donnerstein videos. The historical guilt aspect. Oh, wait. You clarify.
The West quite broadly with its guilt with regard to, say, colonial past, which is an analog of the guilt that Germany as a society bears for what happened in the 1930s and the 1940s.
All right. So essentially all Western societies are struggling with some kind of historical guilt, which, fair point. We have to deal with our past. We have to integrate our history, and our history is dark. It's very dark in Germany. I can attest to that. I was in Auschwitz 2 years ago. We were taken to concentration camps at the age of 16, 17 in school. We know how dark the history of our past is. But the problem is that Peterson, as a psychologist, seems to personify Germany as like this human being, a person who has committed an atrocious act in the past and is now still grappling with that. As if Germany was a character in a Dostoevsky novel, crime and punishment.
Now, this aspect gets complicated, and oh, goodness, the anti-Germanism is an ugly prejudice. But look, mysteriously not identified as with whoever the heck did it. We are now at 65% of the Kofi goal. Oh, there it is. That's weird. It usually comes on top. Thanks, Afriel. First, let me take a horrible aside. It occurred to me today when I was considering such things, like if all of a sudden all of Germany was like, you know what, you guys keep saying that Trump is literally Hitler. We're gonna give him another shot. We're siding with him. That would be interesting. But that's an aside. Blue Church card of the show, the Queen of Hearts. She'll beat my best friend, or she'll beat me if I'm able. I can't remember. One of the two. Welcome. This is the Attentional Sovereignty Germania stream, and this is how it's coming out. Remember, Embody.
There is no agency. We want
what's best. All right. Let's get back on track. It was this part.
Psychologists were taken to, fair point. We have to deal with our past. We have to integrate our history, and our history is dark. It's very dark in Germany. I can attest to that. I was in Auschwitz 2 years ago. We were taken to concentration camps at the age of 16, 17 in school. We know how dark the history of our past is, but
this is what does it mean to be from a place? One of my favorite lines in the Manchester song goes something like, you can't change where you're from. I don't know. Wow. Okay, the point is that when you're growing up in a place, from a place, you're indoctrinated into the history of that place as part of your national identity. At least it used to be. Now I think they just teach you about how to diddle and help you pick who's gonna diddle you in the future. But when we were growing up in school, they gave us a national identity, and this came through our national history, and this sort of it's the spirit of a country. It's like this whole Germanian notion I had goes into. Wait, maybe it's after you do the pagan roots. Let's move on to your timestamps. Maybe you'll get there, Grim. Quit rushing things. Okay.
Of Germany being a person with a psyche that can be psychoanalyzed is that Germany is not a person. Germany, for starters, is just a word uniting, a certain number of people in a certain region under a certain legal framework, and that's it. And in Germany, we have structural issues that have led to this identity crisis. It's not because Germany is like this singular actor who's committed a crime in the past and is now dealing with it, same as Raskolnikov in Crime and Punishment was dealing with, murdering an old woman. It's just wrong.
No, but it's like, all right, if you grow up and you're from a place, then you have to deal with what everybody you encounter out there in the world thinks and knows about that place. Like, we think you're really good at engineering, for example. And that's the psyche and the thing it's you have to cope with what the world thinks of you. Imagine if you were born a Jew. Wow.
So say we all. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Ho, ho, ho.
And I think we're going to get there, but we're not getting there now. So here's a music break. So did that make sense? How like where you grow up creates a psychological background condition, and like if you look at it as an individual psyche, then it kind of gives you a generalization of the scale of the spirit of the nationality or something, maybe. Right? Anyway, next time, Stamp.
Struggling with an identity crisis because we are incapable of atoning for our sins. We're struggling with an identity crisis because we are a country of immigration, which has a very hard time integrating people into this country, because unlike the US, we don't have this nation myth, the American dream. We don't have a German dream. We have no mythological framework to integrate Syrians, Ukrainians, and any other people in the world. We just don't. It has nothing to do with the Holocaust, or maybe it has, in the sense that since the Holocaust, we have been unable to foster some kind of nation myth, some kind of mythological narrative, meta narrative of Germany.
Even your hereditary sins, let's say, to the degree that those exist, the sins that are visited upon the children for 7 generations, let's
Sins,
say.
we are haunted by
And the answer
sins.
to that,
You know, this is something this is good for a movie. This is good for a fictional character like David Donnerstein, my fictional character who's dealing with this guilt. But you know, this the biblical prophet coming to Germany telling us that we have to atone for our sins. Like this must be a joke.
and I believe the successful revitalizing revolutions that have occurred time and time again in Western culture have
He makes a damn fine point here.
always been radical returns to the tradition, right? And that's a strange juxtaposition, that idea of radical return to the tradition.
Which ones? What are you talking about? What are the successful revitalizing revolutions that have occurred time and time again? I feel like he's quoting Exodus or something, or referring to something in the Bible.
Right. And that's a strange juxtaposition, that idea of radical return to the tradition.
That's false. That's blatantly false. The scientific revolution is not a return to the tradition, unless you were to say that the tradition, the foundational tradition of Europe, is Greek thought.
The idea of radical return to the tradition.
I'm pretty sure that is the point, though.
Which tradition in Germany? You know, if you read, you know, the history of religion and philosophy by Heinrich Heine, written in the 1830s, you will see that our historical tradition is not Christianity. Christianity is an imposter. Christianity is an import. We're a pagan country. We have other myths.
But
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how I got myself to title this stream Germania and feed the AI slave bots such a thing to get this product, this lady here. You see, I believe that I encourage the return to the Germanic pre-Christian roots, actually. Nothing would fascinate me more than if, like, a group of Germans went out in the woods and started speaking to a nature goddess who arose to see. You guys got the whole fatherland thing, and that didn't work out. So a return to nature roots and the pagan goddess would be great and fascinatingly entertaining. But the conundrum of the national identity of Germany is fascinating in the land that what is a national identity now? Like, is the situation, is a national identity from the land, or is it the people, like in that Thor movie, or is it the product of that country, what we make today? Like, you could say that the national identity of Americans are obese, diseased, tax-paying consumers with their attention entirely distracted. Because if the national identity is what the nation produces as far as people goes, and as such, Germany could forge itself into a thing where if somebody came into Syria, they could still come out of German because of the amount of like characteristic traits of the product of the future Germany, right? So there is it. That's it. That's the question for the comment section to give you a +5 on next stream saves. What is national identity now? The land, the people, the product, something else entirely. Well, welcome. This is the Leo version of Lobster Monkey Goose over there, and oh my God, we're about to the good part though. We're about to the good part.
We all know that there is no agency, any living gent can see doing what is right for me. Is lifting up my bro so he can grow some eyes to see that doing what is right for me increases all our agency.
Oh, and here.
But he's overcoming something rather than, you know, a true marksman will look at the arrows available and say, if I want to hit the target, I'll pick the best arrow so that I can hit the target. A true marksman might say, all of these arrows are crap. This arrow is at least crappy in a way that I can work with. But he's overcoming something rather than, You know, a true marksman will look at the arrows available and say, if I want to hit the target, I'll pick the best arrow so that I can hit the target. A true marksman might say, all of these arrows are crap. This arrow is at least crappy in a way that I can work with.
All mankind is dominated by a sun dish. Domination. To the right. Domination. It is frail. The dream has its own limitation. Let's get back to your dream. What does the dream say?
We need more psychology. We need more understanding of human nature, because the only real danger that exists is man himself.
Domination is frail. The anima is the female element of the male unconscious. And herefore there, Ben, we acknowledge and admire Jeremy's first contribution to the Hive Mind chat for those of you just listening. With one of the explicit goals of modernism was to eliminate the ties a person feels to land, a place, and to an ethnos. The original definition of nostalgia was homesickness, and people died from it when they came to America. It's true. But now we're to the portion of our Germania attentional sovereignty stream that is the closest we're getting today to
the list. Yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Graham, I'm not in the room, right?
What room? I want to cast magic missile.
The room where he's casting all these spells from.
He hasn't cast anything yet. I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting magic missile. Why are you casting magic missile? There's nothing to attack here. I'm attacking the darkness.
Okay, here it is. What makes this whole thing worth watching, really?
Population and shrinking birth rate means it is increasingly looking...
No, I'm sorry. Before that, this part here. This is an argument?
Has no idea what country has just stepped foot in. We continuously need more immigrants.
Germany's aging population and shrinking birth rate means it is increasingly looking to immigration to fill vacant jobs.
I had to...
no, it needs the spirit of Germania to remind you guys to have enough sex and make enough babies to not need to import. But anyway, here's the point he makes.
Cool down a bit, and I think I'm now in a state of mind in which I can diagnose and fix Germany's identity crisis in a much more helpful and certainly sophisticated manner than Peterson just pretended to do. What is identity? There's a question. It's largely narrative. The self is largely a story. That's something Peterson affirms. This is something a lot of people affirm, actually.
Is it secularism, or is it just the loss of narrative? If we'd have gotten rid of the God stuff, but kept this real attachment, I mean, people often quote, or used to quote, the founding fathers of this nation as if they were quoting hadiths of the Prophet Muhammad. Like they just like, an argument was settled in politics by figuring out what the founding fathers thought. So the thing that's lost is not necessarily religion, it's this American narrative. It's the narrative that's important now, I think.
It seems that science affirms that, there's a storytelling element in our mind which tells a story. Fine, that's on the individual level. On the collective level, storytelling takes place in the realm of the media. And what's interesting in Germany is that in some sense we have abdicated, we have given away, we have renounced any sovereignty over storytelling in Germany. In fact, as of right now, I'm critiquing a foreigner who pretends to know a lot about Germany, including the pathway forward, on an American media platform. I'm not saying this on a German media platform. This is not being distributed to Germans by German algorithms. This is being distributed to people around the world by American algorithms. If I put it on TikTok, this video, this content, this speech, these thoughts, these ideas are governed, controlled, directed, steered, managed, administered by Chinese algorithms. There is no German media platform onto which I could upload this video. We have no control over content distribution on the internet. None. We have renounced it. We are fully controlled by foreign tech corporations. Meta, Google, and Elon Musk's private company, and Tencent owned, or ByteDance, TikTok.
Well, if the word is divine, and if it's the principle that orders the cosmos, then if you lose your allegiance with the word, you're gone.
This is tragic.
That was his key point, and it's good. It's good because he sees it at the national scale in a way that we hadn't looked at, but it also reflects back to the fractal level of ourselves and our own attentional sovereignty. Oh, look, the Three of Clubs is the agency deck card of the show. How about that? So that's and then because it seems like the right thing to do, let's see if we can find it. Where he says he'll pay people. Where is that part? The money. Is it here? Oh, random spot. Here.
What was it about? They said, okay, Christianity is done. The old mythology is no longer functional. We need a new mythology which incorporates reason in order to transmit reason. We need mythology as a vehicle, as a Trojan horse to engineer, to frame, to shape rational minds in the 19th, 20th, and now 21st century. Those were the likes of Hegel, Hölderlin, Schelling, the early German idealists. This is actually something the Anglo-Saxon, the William Blake would have agreed upon. And then if you look at the true prophets, not the philosophers, but the prophets, the poetic prophets, Nietzsche, what did he do? He was like, we need a new book. Thus spake Zarathustra. We need a new book. We need a new mythological body. We need to step beyond good and evil. And Carl Jung, he wrote the new book. He's also German. German for me is linguistically, culturally. Switzerland and Germany, their differences. Germany and Austria, their differences. But ultimately, look.
Yes. If it's not, is it not linguistics? If it's not land, people, or product of a country, could it possibly be linguistics?
Is everything all right in here?
Yes, Daddy.
All right, I'm going to find the spot where he offers to pay people while you enjoy... oh, yeah, we're taking kayfabe to the vet today. Thanks for everybody who helped made that possible. Oh, dear. LARP! We have the ability to LARP and LARP hard. LARP! We have the ability to LARP and LARP hard. That was a McMo one, I think. I believe that was a McMo masterpiece. I think that was his stylistic impression, signature thereof. Okay. I say things that people don't understand, like lobster monkey, and how that's That's a skill. A monkey is somebody with a skill, and a lobster, it means that there's a hierarchy, right? And there's this skill set that we're working on alongside the defense against the dark arts, really, on what the character classes of this game we're playing. How a YouTube channel guy is sort of like a ship captain, and like what happens in the Discord is sort of at the heart of the ship, like the ship Serenity and Firefly, perhaps. And the point I'm trying to make as I say such things, if I can find it, is that one of those skill sets is one demonstrated by Bart, and Bart is the one that initiated it's the connector, it's the talkie-to, it's the agent, the organier, the networker, the fixer, maybe. Maybe it's the red in the Shawshank. I'm not sure. Michigan deck, bonus card of the show, Ace of Hearts. And as such, this is the call, a creator's call, a ship captain's call for the services of that character class.
What the hell is this? Like, honestly. So, look, guys, if you are interested in discussing this subject with me on the German Dragon podcast, please let me know. If you can point me to people who would be interested in speaking to me about this topic. Look, actually, if you hook me up with people who will talk to me about this on the German Dragon podcast, I will pay you a commission. I will pay you, depending on the size of their channel, of their reach, I will pay you, up to $100. I don't care. This has to be fixed. Somebody has to talk about this. Somebody has to do this. Reach out.
So there, you see the call, the offer. There it is. I gave you the links in the Hive Mind earlier. I'll put them in the description like a responsible person today. That's gonna wrap up our attentional sovereignty with the reminder to make yourself capable of discerning what has your attention and claim your own attentional sovereignty. Once again, remember, Embody, we want what's best for you.